Hey, what's up, guys? It's Matt, and I have an announcement before I begin with this performance review. I want to say thank you to Nightwing2303 or Chris from WearTesters.com. He allowed me to be a writer for WearTesters.com, so you can read my posts on the website, and I'll put the link in the description box below. To weartesters.com and also to my posts, so you can go follow me. I am Superman underscore 18. That's my last name, Sue. So it's basically just Superman, like the superhero, but with an H in front of it and then underscore 18. I'll have everything in the description below, so you won't have to worry about spelling or anything. But again, thank you so much for letting me do this. And so this is what we're going to do today. It's the performance review on the Crazyquick 2.0 Adidas from Adidas. And this shoe is awesome. I really like it. It's a good overall performer. There's a few things that maybe are only my problems, but we'll get into that. We'll get into that later. So starting off here with the traction, you'll notice it is pure motion again. Adidas has been going with pure motion for a lot of their stuff. This is no exception. But you'll notice this one is the thin pure motion, as opposed to sorry, let me I have the Rose 4s out as well. So as a direct comparison, here is your traction. The difference between the traction is that this one is peaked and it is raised. This one is inset into the rubber, but as you would expect with any pure motion traction, it is excellent. No slipping whatsoever. I play on a typical college rec gym. There's plenty of dust. Doesn't get cleaned that often, so you would expect some slipping, but this grabs the court very well, cuts right through the dust. It doesn't matter what you're doing, any motion, you're covered with this pure motion traction. So just like the Rose, it's very good. The only downside to this traction here is because it's thin. It's not going to work on outdoor surfaces. You will grind this down very quickly, even on indoor surfaces. Right there in this section, this area where the ball of your foot is, where you have toe offs, you're gonna, at least for me, when I'm pushing off, it grinds this section down right here. There's already a few pieces of rubber that have come off in that section. So this is very good traction, but it lacks long-term durability compared to something like this. This is going to be a little more durable on outdoor surfaces. Even then, I've ground down the toe a little bit. Moving down to the cushion, or excuse me, moving up to the cushion, we have your typical EVA midsole, nothing different. It actually is, at least in my opinion, a little bit more cushioned than the D Rose 4. It's basically the same exact ride. It's very low to the ground, built for guards. So again, I recommend this mostly for guards. I don't know if anybody outside a guard would enjoy this as much as a guard would. So, but this is your typical EVA midsole, and you can actually see the foam through the cracks there. So it is a little more cushion here than this, and it is less dense feeling and less hard feeling than the D Rose 4. So I actually like this a little bit better, just a little bit. I mean, they're basically the same. There's also a difference here in the heel. This heel is a little bit thicker, and I like that too. Inside, it's going to be your typical polyurethane or PU insole. So this one has Dame on it. Same thing. We're gonna go. We have the Sprint frame on top of the cushion. I don't on the Adidas site. It doesn't say that is your an Adiprene Plus crash pad. So I'm gonna say that it is consistent cushion throughout. It's EVA cushion throughout, and it feels very low to the ground, but it's also very nice. Moving up to the materials, what you have here is what you call Tech Fit. So I don't know if you're going to be able to see that, but it's, oh, no wonder, it's under the lace. There it is, Tech Fit. So what it is it's basically a cloth upper. So last year's Crazyquick, the Crazyquick 1 was also a cloth upper. It was more spandex-like. It's stretchy a little bit, and it was fit very close to the foot. I did not get those for reasons I'll state later, but this one feels very comfortable. It flexes very well because it is cloth. So all it is this cloth upper, and then to give it support, it has a synthetic overlay. But it's thin enough and flexible enough to where you won't be able to really feel it. It's very comfortable. Also, what I assume to be GeoFit collar, it fits your ankle nicely. So padded, it's awesome. Materials, although they're synthetic, this is a pretty good setup because it is very comfortable and flexible. Again, because everybody's going to ask a comparison between this and the D Rose 4, I like the Crazyquick 2s just a little, actually, in terms of materials, a lot better than the D Rose 4, because this requires no break-in time for the materials. This does. This caused pinching, and it is very stiff upper. But this, go with this if you want out-of-the-box comfort in terms of materials with the Tech Fit. If they put Tech Fit on the D Rose 4, or if they put leather or something on the D Rose 4, or even that synthetic leather, this would be also very good in terms of materials. The fit for me was awesome from the ankle forward. I'll talk about the heel in a second. But everything fit really nice. Lockdown up here, you're not going to be slipping around. Laterally, you're not going to be slipping around. This is all plastic. The heel counter and these, so on both sides, medial and lateral. So you're going to have that lateral support. It's going to keep you locked down to the footbed, not sliding around laterally. And even though this is cloth, this locks you down really well because of the synthetic overlays. Now, the one problem that I did have with the heel was the heel lockdown, and it could be just my problem. So disclaimer, it could be just my problem. It might not happen to everybody, so this is something that you're going to have to try on your own. But at least for me, what happened was, as the shoe loosened up, as I wore it more, as everything loosened up, I would have a little bit of slippage. And I think my theory is, and what I would have liked, or what I would like as an improvement is, if you notice here how trying to get this even here, but how much higher the D Rose 4 heel cup goes, how much higher it goes than the Crazyquick 2 heel cup. If this had been higher, I think it would have locked my heel in better. I also attribute it to the fact that this, maybe if I, no. If this midsole here was a little bit thinner, because this is pretty thick, which is nice for cushion, but it pushes, but your heel rests on top of it, and so the heel clip misses the part where it needs to sit on, at least for me, on my heel, so it doesn't catch my heel and lock it down, so it slips a little bit. I could fix it pretty much by double knotting, because it only basically happened when it loosened up. So, but as an improvement, I think going with a full heel cup like this, where it goes up higher, is going to be better, a better option in terms of heel lockdown. So the D Rose 4 had better heel lockdown for me. Also, in terms of fit, the Crazyquick 2 fits large, at least half a size large. So with the Crazyquick 2, you need to go down half a size. Just for comparison, my D Rose 4 is a size 9. This is an 8.5, and the Crazyquick 2 is actually longer. And I'm trying to get this as even as possible, but the Crazyquick 2 as an 8.5 is actually longer than the D Rose 4 in a size 9. I don't know what the reason for this is. Must have been the last that they used, but you have to try these on or go down half a size. It's a different fit. And also, I think this lengthwise is about the same as the LeBron 11 and the 9.5. So sizing is very weird with this shoe. Moving to ventilation, since it is a cloth upper, you're going to be receiving pretty good ventilation, breathability. It's not great because of the overlays, which are not breathable, but what you do receive from the spaces that are the cloth only, you can see light through it. So, but there is an inner booty, so it's going to allow some heat to escape, but it's not super good. But it is ventilated to a certain point. It's basically designed to keep your foot cool and somewhat dry, which it does a pretty good job at. Because the tongue is thin. You can see a lot of light through the tongue, so the tongue is very well ventilated. Even though there's no perforations, it's a thin cloth, so it's like polyester, moisture wicking material, and in this case, Tech Fit. So support, you're receiving that support from the sprint frame itself. That is the main support of this Adidas shoe. A lot of Adidas shoes have the sprint frame. It's going to offer torsional support. You're also receiving support from here and laterally from these the three stripe bars. So these do have a function. Support also comes from the Tech Fit upper, which is in the overlays, which keep you locked in laterally. So overall support is very good. Overall, great shoe. Loved it. It's a guard shoe. Plain and simple, designed for guards. This one being the Damian Lillard model, the other one the John Wall. But it is a guard shoe, so if you're a bigger player, you're probably going to want more cushion. This probably isn't what you're going to want, but maybe you'll like it. Who knows? What we say here is buy what you like. We can't make decisions for you. We can only make recommendations or suggestions. Yeah, just if you like low profile cushion, if you like a comfortable fit and awesome non-slip traction, this is good for you. But I would not play outdoors on this shoe. Yeah. Oh, and if you're wondering about this black section, it's nothing different. There's no other foam in there, as far as I know. It doesn't say on the tech sheet, so I don't think there's any different foam in this black section here. It'd be nice if there was something like Boost in there. That'd be cool, but Boost won't be introduced until later in basketball shoes. By the way, can't wait for that. Thank you for watching. This video has been longer than I thought. But yeah, read what I have to say on weartesters.com. Thank you again, Nightwing. Yeah, and just stay tuned for his performance review. So getting more than one opinion is something that I think will benefit everybody. So share your thoughts as well if you have these. So yeah, the Damian Lillard. This is the Damian Lillard edition again. Rip City. And thank you for watching. And again, everything will be in the description box below. Until next time, guys. Thank you, and have a good day.